Detective Comics number 1084, which came out on March 24th, 2024. So this came out last week, and I've just now got around to making a review of it. But I've read it a few times. It's a really good issue. It features Batman returning from having been sort of out of it for the past several issues. For the past couple issues, he was out in the desert. But now he's back, and this story sort of sets it up. It's written by Ram V and drawn by Javier Fernandez. The art is really good. It's a very classic looking Batman. As you see here, he beats up this villain and rescues Commissioner Gordon and the Question. You can see the way the Batman's drawn, you can see how even with his back turned, it's very much the Batman. It looks perfect. Commissioner Gordon looks like Commissioner Gordon. It's everything is really well done. If you're someone who sometimes maybe doesn't buy current comics because you don't like how it's drawn, you don't think the characters are acting like themselves and so on, I don't think you'll have that problem with this issue. There is this flashback scene where you do have the Batman Bruce Wayne looking very different, because he's been out in the desert all this time. He's with Talia al Ghul, who saved his life. And then I don't want to show the whole comic, but there's a lot of good scenes, a lot of great artwork. This is probably my favorite page, where we have the flashback scene where he's walking away from Talia. And then we jump back to now where he was talking with Commissioner Gordon, where he wanted to see the sunset. Or is it the sunrise? Let's go back. I can't remember. He mentioned it in here. Yeah, the sun come up over my city, so it's the sunrise. Isn't that that's really well done. Even just that cityscape back there. Really, really nicely done work. So Batman is letting the people that have taken over Gotham know that he's back in town. And there he's watching his, he made this explosion into a bat shape to let them know he's back. And he's watching with Catwoman. And then at the end, Catwoman meets up with a familiar face. That's the main story, which runs around 20 pages. Then there's a backup story that runs around 10 pages, a Batgirl story with Lady Shiva, who is Cassandra Cain, and Lady Shiva is her mother. And it tied in with earlier in the story where Talia had found that one of the Orgams the son had been killed by the mother, and Lady Shiva had sent the body to Talia. And so this is telling the story of how that happened. Batgirl sort of interrupts this in transit, and then there's some of those monster creatures that show up, and they fight them off. And basically, it's Batgirl being very somewhat useless feeling. And it's not bad, but it's not as good as the lead story. It's not written as well, and it's not as drawn as well, but it still has some nice little bits. Some occasionally nice little bits of artwork. But anyways, so that's the current issue of Detective Comics. If you go to your local comic shop and request the current issue, that's the one you're looking for. There's also some variant covers. One of them has Detective Chimp on the front. But yeah, I'm in it. I'm sold on Detective Comics. I know some people don't like this run because it's very slow moving. I've talked about that before in my previous video when I reviewed issue 1083. But I'm digging it. Ram V's run is going to be ending pretty soon, in like 1089, I think it is. But so we'll see what happens after that. But I think it's good value for money. It is $4.99 for the regular version, cover A, this cover. But you get 30 pages of story, and I've read this issue probably about 5 or 6 times already. Seriously, I've read it over and over again. Really enjoyed it. I kept coming back to it, and so I recommend Detective Comics. Check it out. Thanks for watching.